This week in my weekly email, if you get that, I said that I would be bringing an opportunity before our church for all of us to rally behind. We partner with an organization in Coeur d'Alene called Open Arms, which is a crisis pregnancy care clinic. It's a safe place for abortion-minded women to rethink their options and to choose life. And Open Arms, what they do is they provide everything that these moms need in their moment of crisis, from the time of figuring out what they are going to do with this child, all the way to the point of giving birth to this child and either choosing to keep the child themselves or to put the child up for adoption. Open Arms continues to provide support and parenting help for both moms and dads. And so the care that Open Arms goes way beyond just birth for these families. And one of the things that Open Arms does every year from Mother's Day to Father's Day is they have a fundraiser that they call a baby bottle boomerang. And they'll just bring garbage sacks full of baby bottles to a church building, and we'll set them up and we'll promote it for a handful of weeks. And I got wind of that. I saw the email come through, and I replied just asking, I said, hey, I don't think the baby bottle boomerang thing is for us, but we're for you, and we want to really get behind what you're doing. And do you have like a wish list item, something that's just on your agenda that you would like to get to that we could potentially rally behind and help fund? And so they said, oh, that's great. We'll take that back to our team. About a week later, they responded and they said, we do actually. We have a wish list item that's not in their budget and something that we would really like to pursue. And as they told me what it was, I thought immediately, I shared it with our elders, and we thought immediately, this is something that we can and should rally behind full on. This is called Infinite Worth. And Infinite Worth is a service that provides, get this, 24/7 direct access to licensed pro-life nurses, professionals, who are trained to engage women in real time as women are actively searching for answers about what to do, about abortion, about choosing life. And so what these are real conversations happening in real time through text or chat at the exact moment of decision for these ladies. It happens often, statistically, late at night or outside of clinic hours. What this is not is a chatbot. What this is not is delayed follow-up. It's critical because most of these conversations, they actually happen or are initiated after normal operating hours for these clinics, when most of the clinics would miss the opportunity entirely. And so as a woman at Open Arms was sharing with me, her name is Donna, she said what makes this especially powerful is that these nurses don't just provide information, they're actually building trust with these moms in the moment of crisis. They're helping to answer questions with medical credibility. They're helping to guide these women towards scheduling an appointment with Open Arms, and then they stay connected with this mother all the way through the decision-making process. And as they schedule an appointment and begin to build a relationship with Open Arms, then that relationship is passed on to them so they can continue care in person. It's an expensive service from Open Arms' standpoint. It costs about $9,600 a year. They're connecting real professionals, real time, 24/7. I want you to think about this for a moment. $9,600 for one life. Is it worth it? For 2, for 3, for 4. Statistically, what these clinics who use Infinite Worth say is that their rate of appointments nearly double, almost instantly, because of this critical moment of connection. So my hope for our church, I know that we can be generous. I know that we are generous. My hope is that we just right out of the gates fund them for a year or two if we can, like right out of the gates. I talked to Donna a little bit. I said, would you follow up with me? She said, absolutely. We have a team, an administrative team. We will follow up with you and just let you know how it's going. And then my joy will be to be able to come before us and just to say, you guys, here's what's happening. Here's what our generosity is. Here's how God is using us and using the funds that he's entrusted us with to save lives, literally to make eternal, long-term impacts. God has an enemy, and the people of God has an enemy. And our enemy, Satan, loves isolation. He loves panic. He loves fear. He loves secrecy. He loves rushed decisions in the dark, particularly the consequential ones. And so this ministry, Infinite Worth, literally steps into these moments in real time with truth, with compassion, with medical credibility, and the light of the world, ultimately, Jesus Christ, which Open Arms is a distinctly and unapologetic faith-based organization. So here's how you can give if you choose to. You can go to our website. On our website, there's a Give tab. You can hit the drop-down menu there. It'll just say, do you want to give to the general offering? That's the thing that just automatically populates. But if you hit that Give tab and just look for Open Arms, Infinite Worth, we can begin giving. My hope is in the next 2 weeks that we'll fully fund at least a year, maybe more for these guys. And then I'll come back and I'll let you know how we're doing on all of that. So there's also some envelopes in the seat backs in front of you. If you open those envelopes, you'll see a QR code. That'll take you direct to that link as well. If you want to write a check, you could just write it on an envelope. You could drop it into our giving boxes in the back of the room here, and we will make sure every single penny of whatever you give designated there goes directly to Infinite Worth. It's good. It's worthy of our attention.